scampered back to the jet. The fly saw one chance to salvage the operation. She ran toward the doctor, raised the Glock. "Stop! Drop your weapon!" She continued forward to give the crew in the jet's cockpit a full view of her actions. For a second, she followed the doctor's gaze to the woman sprawled on the asphalt. A wide blotch of crimson stained the right side of her scrub top. Dr. Good raised his pistol for a finishing shot. The fly fired 2 bullets into his chest. The Emily woman screamed. The fly ignored her, raced to where the doctor had fallen, seized the case, and rushed through the gate to the Learjet. No time to finish the doctor or his girlfriend. She waved her Glock at the pilot in the cockpit. "Open the door, cabrones!" The jet's boarding ladder lowered to the tarmac just as the fly reached it. She climbed the steps 2 at a time, lunged into the cabin, and shouted toward the cockpit. "Ándale, ándale, vámonos!" The engines powered up. El Fuego raised and sealed the door, and the jet made a quick turn toward the takeoff runway. No one in the cabin spoke as the Learjet soared away from the uncontrolled airfield and made a sharp turn to the southeast. It flew full throttle at low altitude until the aircrew announced it had cleared U.S. airspace with no apparent detection. The fly clutched the doctor's metal case on her lap, sneered at El Fuego staring out the window from the seat facing hers, and cleared her throat. He turned and sneered. "You got lucky." She glowered. "You got lucky I was there. You know what El Víbora would do to you if you came back empty-handed." El Fuego smirked. "Nothing." He spread his hands. "We are brothers." He squinted at her. "You, however, serve at my pleasure." He cast her a lascivious leer. "And I do mean pleasure." The fly glared at him, spoke in English. "Don't push me, damn asso." She turned away and stared out the window. El Víbora, the Viper, leader of the 3 brothers, would protect her. The Learjet flew a straight course for an hour before it banked to the south. It continued through the total darkness over water for another 2 hours before it decelerated, descended, and landed on a lit runway. The plane taxied clear, then parked in front of a 1-story terminal with illuminated letters across its facade. Juan G. Gomez, Varadero. The fly shot a troubled look at El Fuego. "Cuba?" He responded with an evil grin. "Si." No one had mentioned Cuba in the brief. The fly scowled. "Relax," El Fuego said. "Just a fuel stop." He winked. "And picking up a passenger." She folded her arms over her chest. "Why did no one tell me?" El Fuego grunted. He reached into a bag at his feet and pulled out jeans and a blouse. He looked her body up and down and placed the clothing on the small table between their seats. "Change your clothes." The fly didn't move. "For your own good. Our new passenger will not take kindly to an American cop in his presence." "I'm not American, and not a cop." "He won't care. You look like American police." He pushed the clothing closer to her. "Fine." She stood, picked up the clothing, grasped the metal case in the other hand, and started into the aisle to the bathroom. El Fuego put out a foot to stop her. "You change here." His malicious glare communicated dead seriousness. The fly stood in place and changed into the jeans and blouse, turning her back to Damaso's scrutiny. Resuming her seat, she set the case back on her lap and placed the gun next to her right thigh, where she could reach it with ease. Damaso had seen the other weapon strapped to her ankle. More reason for him to stay clear of her, she hoped. A black Lincoln SUV with dark tinted windows drove up to the boarding side of the aircraft. 2 men got out, each brandishing a semi-automatic weapon. One stood guard next to the SUV while the other ascended the steps and entered the jet. He looked around the cabin, counted heads, then shouted through the open doorway. "Clear!" The other armed man opened the rear door of the SUV. A portly figure dressed in khaki cargo pants and a long-sleeved white Gayabera shirt emerged and climbed the stairs.